The Tides of Vengeance, the first major content patch for Battle for Azeroth, also known as BFA 8.1, is coming out soon, TM. I'm here to tell you all the things you need to know, as well as all the stuff that was recently datamined, because a lot of stuff that was originally known to us has somewhat changed. We have the new Cult Tyrann's Moonkin form, which is a fat, adorable wooden bird, and the Zandalari aquatic form, which looks like a mix between a crocodile and a mosasaur. We have some new creatures coming as well, but let's get into the meat, the great meat of what 8.1 is going to be bringing you. So 8.1 is going to be bringing us new storylines for Saurfang. Obviously with Saurfang, we saw him in the Stockades on the Horde side. The last bit of story we got with him was in the Stockades, however, where he told us to basically piss off and that we weren't here for him and he didn't want to deal with Sylvanas anyways. Well, Saurfang isn't the only one that's getting new stuff. Obviously, we have to include two other people on this list, Vol'jin and Tyrande. Now, the thing with Vol'jin is you may remember this clip.
Windrunner, come forward.
War Chief.
The lower spirits say death will claim me soon.
In the end, death claims us all. But the Horde will live on.
I have never trusted you. Nor would I have ever imagined in our darkest time that you would be the one to save us. The spirits have granted me clarity, a vision. They whisper a name. Many will not understand, but you must step out of the shadows and lead. You must be War Chief.
Now, you see, the thing with this clip is that he clearly states that the spirits chose Sylvanas. You see, the thing is that apparently if you get revered and then exalted with the Zandalari Empire, you'll get quests to go back and kind of expand on Vol'jin's story. Obviously, he was war chief for, I would say, an expansion, but a little less than an expansion. I mean, he was, in many people's eyes, the war chief of the shittiest expansion, and in that expansion, he got about as much dialogue as the Terminator, I guess. So it'll be interesting to see what he gets coming forward, but a lot of things were hinted at in these two quests. Even though they were small little quest chains, there was a lot of stuff hinted there. Namely, that Bwonsamdi doesn't do what he wants of his own free will. He answers to someone higher up on the totem pole. Now, the question here is that since Vol'jin wanted Sylvanas to be the leader of the Horde, and he was told that she should lead because of a Loa, which Loa told him? I mean, it would make sense for it to be Bwonsamdi, because I don't think Razan or Shadra or Gonk or Paku or any of the other major Loa really give a shit. It's the Horde, who cares? They all care about their Zandalari worshippers. But you see, Bwonsamdi benefits from death, and I'm assuming his master benefits from the souls. So, the interesting question becomes, which Loa wanted Vol'jin to make Sylvanas war chief? Because if you look at Rastakhan, him and Bwonsamdi have some sketchy interactions. And of course, then we have Tyrande, who we really only saw very little of in the Battle for Darkshore. The Burning of Teldrassil, sorry. Where she said to the Alliance, make sure the Horde occupation was as painless as possible. Well, that went well, didn't it? Right, Sylvanas?
Burn it.
Sylvanas?
Burn it!
Might have forgot about that one. Of course, we also have a storyline involving a certain talking knife. Now, this knife has been the death of civilizations. Seen the rise and fall of empires. It's seen the lives and deaths of gods. You know the one I'm talking about. The Shadow Priest artifact. Of course, then we have to deal with Tyrande. again, because apparently if you do her Tyranda's Ascension storyline, you get a customization for your Night Elves called the Night Warrior. Now, what the hell is the Night Warrior? Well, apparently Tyranda is the avatar of Elune now? That's my theory, at least. I don't really want to spoil the content for myself before it comes out live, but I'm assuming she's essentially the avatar of Elune, going through and raising vengeance for her holy moon goddess, because, well, you know, the Teldrassil was kind of the home of her followers and her worshippers, so, if I was a deity and someone burned down my shit, I'd be pretty pissed. Moving on away from the storylines, that's pretty much all we're getting for those. We are getting new scenarios for Darkshore, the Blood Elves, and Bwonsamdi. And speaking of the Blood Elves, we're getting new heritage armor. Now, heritage armor used to be a thing just for the allied races, the Nightborn, the Zandalari, the Lightforge, the Dark Iron, but now, the first non-allied races to get their own heritage armor will be the Blood Elves and the Dwarves. Now, in order to get these, you need a max level character from that race. You can't go there and get it on, say, a 120 Nightborn. That'd make no damn sense. But you have to be max level, and you have to be exalted with either the Silver Moon City or Ironforge. And then you can go do a small quest chain. No need to level a new character, just go do the little quests. We have some Warfront stuff coming in 8.1 with the Battle of Darkshore. With Arathi Highlands, it was based around the Horde and the Alliance in general. This time, the armor and weapons we're going to be getting are more themed. The Horde are going to be getting armor and weapons themed after the Forsaken and their culture and their buildings and their lifestyle. So kind of purples and greens and kind of really kind of rotten looking armor, which I'm really excited for. And the Alliance are going to be getting stuff based around the Night Elves, so a lot more organic looking and a lot more pretty and pristine and almost kind of like a bark texture to it. There's going to be new upgrades that we can do in the Battle for Darkshore. It's basically going to be like the Arathi Highlands, except new max level rares, new quests, new rewards, and new upgrades to go through with your structures. We're going to be getting new island expeditions with Yorindal and Haven's Wood. Now, Yorindal and Haven's Wood are kind of different. I don't know if this is going to be across all island expeditions, but these islands are going to have holdouts that you can trigger. And they're kind of going with this idea of having it more so having clumps of enemies than having enemies spread all over the place, which should help make island expeditions a little bit more tolerable for some people. We have 2 new raids, not just 1, 2, starting with the Siege of Zuldazar, which is basically the Alliance has gotten its ass kicked. They lost Teldrassil. The Horde blew up Undercity, so they didn't really win there. It was more of a Pyrrhic victory for them. And now the Tides of Vengeance is kind of their opportunity to strike back, because they're striking at Zuldazar, hence the name for the raid, the Siege of Zuldazar. So there's going to be 9 bosses total, 3 of which are going to be locked to the Horde and the Alliance, and then 3 of which are going to be shared. So the Alliance is going to start with this giant naval invasion. They're coming in to kill King Rastakhan, and they're coming in to, like, you know, gut the Zandalari naval fleet, because it's one of the most powerful fleets, second to the Kultiran fleet. And meanwhile, the Horde's going to be coming in to try and save Rastakhan. So each faction's going to have 6 bosses. I did say there was 9 because if you get done with your 6 bosses and you want to go fight the 3 that, say, the Alliance fought or the Horde fought, you can go and do that. Maybe a video ago, maybe a few videos ago now, I mentioned that I really did not like the tier sets. Well, here's how they're going about it, apparently. They're reflecting the story of the raid onto the tier sets. So Uldir's armor was themed after the Titans. Boring, we've already seen that. But the armor for the Siege of Zuldazar is based off everyone's favorite Zuldazarian death Loa, Bwonsamdi. Way more powerful than you, so you can't really do shit. Meets you every time you die in Zuldazar. Good old Bwonsamdi. Again, Bwonsamdi is not exactly the most decent fella. If you remember, for the Horde, he wants you to get 1,000,000 souls in exchange for helping you out. So then we have the Crucible of Storms, which is going to be taking place underneath the Shrine of the Storm dungeon. We're going to be finding new secrets in Stormsong Valley, and there's going to be supporting world content for the raid. It's going to be a 2-boss raid that comes out maybe a few months after Siege of Zuldazar, much like when 8.1 drops, we're not immediately going to get Siege of Zuldazar. It might be, 8.1 might be dropping as soon as Tuesday, but we'll get Siege of Zuldazar a few months afterwards so that people can finish up on Uldir and get all the stuff that they want out of that before moving on to something new. Tides of Vengeance is also going to be bringing threat changes. Blizzard detailed some plans for the Elemental Shaman, some of which will be in Tides of Vengeance. Protection Warriors are going to get buffs. Champions of Azeroth, if you're revered on one character, all of your characters will be revered, essentially. Reputation transmogs. So say, for example, I have the Vol'jin Spear Tabard from Ashran. Really pretty tabard, blues and reds and all kind of stitched together with like very thick leather stitching. Awesome looking tabard. But I don't feel crazy enough to go do Ashran again on my other characters to go get that tabard. So hopefully they do unlock the reputation requirement for tabards, because that'd be kind of nice. Because it does say some reputation transmogs are account-wide, but not all of them. Speaking of reputations, if you are working towards your 100 exalted reputations for the mount, all of the reputations that you have exalted will be completely account-wide. So the progress, account-wide. You don't have to worry about doing 100 exalted reputations on one character. And pet battlers have something to look forward to with 8.1 as well. It's not just all for the PvE people. Note I said PvE people, not PvP people. Again, we don't really seem to get shit. Not gonna get pissed off about it. It's a nice positive video. Positivity. Pet battlers are getting a new pet battling dungeon with Gnomragon. Now, I don't know a whole lot about it, but I'm assuming it would be a lot like Wailing Caverns and Dead Mines, just with new enemies and new pet battle. So, if you're a pet battle person, you get to look forward to that. And the Azerite traits system is being expounded upon with apparently many new Azerite traits. And they said that the launch was kind of testing the waters to see what players liked and didn't. So they're trying to design better and stronger traits for Tides of Vengeance. And they say that the strength and complexity should increase as content comes out. Again, lining up with what Ian said on the Twitch AMA, where all the content that's coming out is going to kind of fit into this giant puzzle that's going to make sense at the end of the expansion. So right now we're kind of getting bits and pieces of it and we don't really understand what's going on. That's okay, I guess. I don't really mind that. And of course, with every new major patch comes more new profession recipes, mainly the Sinister Combatant PvP items. And apparently if you're an enchanter, have fun because you get to make an enchanted tiki mask. I don't know if that's a battle pet or if you actually get to wear a tiki mask. All I know is that the tiki mask battle pets are adorable, and if you can make an enchanted tiki mask, I might be hitting you up for one. Also, one other change to professions is the reduction of reagents for raid consumables. So things like flasks, feasts, and I'm assuming Vontus runes are all going to be reduced, so you can probably make more of them and you won't have to waste your gold if you're a raider. And one more thing to add before the end of this is that, of course, the patch, again, could be coming out as soon as Tuesday, but we won't get the new raids for at least a few months, just to make sure that everyone gets to do Aldir and everyone doesn't feel rushed through content. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, leave a like and a comment down below. Let me know what you think. I've been your humble hostess, Aubrey from Evernath Gaming and Evernath News. If you're not having a great Saturday or Sunday, or whenever day you're watching this, I hope this helps, and I hope this gives you something to look forward to with Tides of Vengeance. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.